here today to make our presence known as heavy-duty cleaners. We are cleaners and we are the people. We keep the city safe and clean for you. We work in your police stations, city hall, hostels, long-term care, child care, and the civic centers. Just because you don't see us does not mean we don't exist. We work hard.
I sat down 2 depositions, and just to see the amount of politics that was happening, they're not ready to listen to people. What this is just basically an agenda. And like my side I made, it's a contract on Toronto, meaning all of us are going to be affected. It doesn't matter where you come from. And I think people need to wake up. Yes, there has to be cuts, and yes, there has to be, but not to the extreme that he's doing. And that has to be questioned. You can't just pit homeowners versus people. Everyone uses these services, including big corporations. And why isn't that being addressed? Nothing. And even as we protest, they're already stacking the debt with their committee appointments. All that has to be questioned. What we're dealing right now here, and I hate to say this, is a fascist. Plain and simple. And he has to be taken out. And hope to God, in 4 years, we could basically vote him out. And that'll be a hell of a thing.
We're going to be having a rally in just a few moments, and before that, I'd like to invite you to form a moving picket. So if you can come down to this sidewalk across here and head west, and you can just start doing it right now. We're going to form a loop right around the other side of the pool. So if you can just start heading west along the sidewalk here. Head west along the sidewalk.
Protest the cuts against services that Rob Ford is hoping to pass through City Council. I don't support them in the least. They're based on fictitious budget numbers. And in particular, one area of concern for me is the cuts to the Community Partnership and Investment Program. That's going to affect things like aid service organizations, the homeless, people who are struggling with mental health and addictions, a lot of arts groups. So I'm just here to show my support for people, not for cuts.
To the Canadian Auto Workers Union, and we are here to pledge solidarity with the plight of the working class of Canada.
Now, would this happen in South Africa as easily?
Yeah, it would happen if the policies are to undercut the services of the people.
And would there be any repercussions if you had a protest in South Africa?
No, because since the democratic elections, we have got right to assembly, protest, and expression, freedom of expression.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
In fact, we will be more than this in South Africa. The streets will be full of protesters, and we will be singing if we were in South Africa as one of our revolutionary traditions and ways of protest.
This by singing?
Yeah. Singing the songs that communicate the message we want to deliver to the authorities.
Thank you so much. You guys down here tonight?
Why are we down here today? Well, we're down here to support people fighting for good jobs and good public services, because I don't think the way to balance the budget is on the backs of working people and the services that we all use, right? And making the city completely unlivable, you know?
We're down here about the agenda, the austerity agenda that Mayor Ford is pushing. That he's trying to save dollars off the city, off the backs of working people. He got elected with, he wasn't going to cut any jobs, and he knew where the gravy was in his 10 years of experience. And so far the KPMG, which is famous for cutting workers' jobs and pensions and everything else across the world, all he's doing is talking about service cuts. He doesn't want to raise taxes. He came in the office, he cut the land transfer, he cut the $60 vehicle tax. So he actually cut revenue, and now he's crying poverty. So we're here as citizens. I live in Toronto, I'm in Etobicoke. We're here to stand together with our union brothers and sisters, the community group, church groups, to say enough's enough. Maybe he has to raise taxes for homes because we pay the lowest in the GTA. Maybe it's something with the business taxes, or better yet, how about he goes to the provincial and the federal governments and say, hey, how about you pay your fair share to Toronto? They downloaded all the services to us and then they cut funding. That's what Mayor Ford should be doing rather than destroying Toronto the Good.
Why we're down here is because the cuts are very important to everyone in Toronto. And basically, the outset of the cuts, it wasn't done properly. KPMG was only commissioned to see what services would be cut without any effect to the service at all or to the people involved. So that was a flawed thing right there. I mean, they spent $3 million. We could have told them what services to cut if they really wanted to know. You've got De Grande in there telling everyone, well, if you don't want the cuts, tell me what to do, right? But does he open the books for everyone to see? A lot of the unions have told him, we'll open the books and we'll figure out what needs to be cut. But they won't open the books at all. I mean, they say that we're not helping by giving them a solution, yet they're not allowing us to see their books. It's like you coming to me, you want me to balance your checkbook, but I can't see your checkbook, right? So,
Well, I didn't vote for Rob Ford, but he's supposed to represent me anyway, and I don't feel like he's doing a very good job of that. There are a lot of things about the city that I really value that he apparently doesn't. I'm not really sure what his priorities are, and I'm here to tell him what mine are.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm down here to help raise public awareness about the impending possible and already the past cuts that the Ford brothers have done, the mayor and his brother. And I want to keep public services strong, and I don't want all of these great resources we have in the city sold to private owners who will ultimately make money and make things more expensive.
If these cuts do take place, would you personally be affected by them?
I use the public libraries, I use the parks. I have friends who use subsidized daycare spaces. I go to the zoo. I do lots of. I live near Riverdale Park. That's a major attraction in my area, and I've enjoyed it over the years. So yeah, I would be profoundly affected by the cuts.
Thank you so much.
We're from Church of the Holy Trinity, from the Multi-Faith Alliance to End Homelessness. I'm also with the Anglican Diocese, affordable housing. So we're against the cuts. We want the affordable housing kept and no homelessness.
Thank you so much.
Asking for respect, asking the mayor and the council to stop the cut. We said we will be back, and we have come back.